Blunder.
Oh, you can see the reaction on Jordan's face.
And there you can see handshake, and Jordan has the white pieces. And, well, Richard has spotted a winning formula. Why repeat something that works so well?
It's slightly different, though, because in this variation, we have a very sharp line here. They're both banging out their moves very quickly. This is all theory. I think I've actually covered this before. I recommended this line with the black side. It's different, though, because the queens have been early exchanged off, but that's normally a good sign for the player who wants to get the draw, because if you want to get the draw, you want to get pieces off the board. But it's in this situation, the pieces are very fluid. I would now say that white has the better pawn structure. I like having pawns in the center of the board, but black has the two bishops, and black has open lines to attack in the middle of the board. So far, all kind of fairly even.
Yeah, and black did have the bishop pair. Richard promptly exchanged the light squared bishop, and ooh, we can see that Jordan centralizing his king and also retreating the bishop so that it points at the a7 pawn. I'm really liking Jordan's position, and bearing in mind he has a 1 minute lead, it is possible for him to grind this one out.
Yeah, I'm not sure about his last move though, Jordan, because now black gets a grip of a square, but look at white's pawns. This is the one benefit of white's position. His pawns are very fluid, and he's now won a pawn. Okay, but I don't know again if it seems a bit odd. Black probably has to castle his king. The heart rates, they're both quite high. This is something very unique for our Armageddon series. We keep an eye on just how nervous the players are getting, because it is very scary being in that arena. Trust me, gladiators of the mind there. The king gets out of the way of the rook, and they're both moving very quickly as well here. Time is so important in this Armageddon one game only match.
Yeah, and well, Jordan did have a few weak pawns, and that's why he's pushed his d-pawn up the board. But suddenly, Richard has centralized his pieces. They all stand very well. It's very difficult to see any form of advantage for Jordan. And remember, Jordan is in a must-win situation.
That's right, and it does. I totally agree with you, Vanka. More pieces getting exchanged, and let's remember, if the nearer you get to the end game with equal material, generally the nearer to a draw you get, because the one player won't have enough pieces to win the game. As simple as that. And black only needs the draw, so Jordan's got to keep trying to pressurize the position. And this last move, the evaluation bar does not like, and black now tries to activate his rook. Rooks are so important in the end game. This is one of the most important things to remember. Get your rooks active. Even if it costs you a pawn, sometimes getting your rook into your opponent's position is the key factor. More pawns get exchanged. The black king improves its position there as well.
Yeah, and I have to say, it is looking very solid for Richard, and he's got good line for the rook. The bishops might get traded off. It's not in Jordan's interest to allow it. Uh-oh.
No, whoa.
Blunder.
Oh, you can see the reaction on Jordan's face. He realizes that he might have blundered a piece there. That white bishop in the middle of the board, it's pinned down. Is there anything that can be done? He's going for some tactics. Maybe he's found a way back into it. He's checked the black king, and oh my words, I think he survived this. Richard rushed that last move, and he didn't need to do that. Where does he put the king? This is actually now, I don't know, it's got complicated or something, because if you move the king here, this check is the key check.
But remember,
but you only need a draw.
Yeah, you only need a draw. So, but this was very important that Jordan could step back with the rook and defend the bishop. And now Richard giving a check, and now the knight is going to retreat or gives a check again. But remember that king has to maintain contact with the bishop. Maybe this is enough to actually force the draw.
Well, the king's got to attack the knight here, and if they repeat the position 3 times, it is a draw, and that means that Jordan has to go into this ending where it's equal material, but generally the bishop is better than the knight. Why is the bishop better than the knight? Because you have pawns on both sides of the board. The bishop is a long-range piece. It can act on both sides straight away, but the knight is a short-range piece, so it can only work in one area of the board. And you can see that black is now going to win a pawn. This is looking very, very promising for Rickard at the moment. He's a pawn up. If he keeps his cool, he will be okay, but he's getting quite short of time here.
He is, and take a look at the maneuvering that Jordan has done. He's actually, oh my goodness me. It's a race. We're off to the races, and unfortunately black is winning, and oh, you can see the shake of the head. Oh, Rickard nodding there. He's worked it all out. It's a win for him. He will queen faster, and that's why Jordan could not grab that bishop with the knight.
I love that though. One player was shaking, the other one was nodding. We're clear, and we have a result. We know now that Rickard, brilliant, won that game with the black pieces. He wins 2 games in a row to go through to the next round.